Everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be recreating this beautiful aline gown with asooke on the collar. If this sounds like something you are interested in, please don't make it your last. Subscribe, like and share this video to your family and friends. So let's get right into this video. These are all the measurements you need to take for this tutorial. You can pause it and write your own down so you can take accurate measurements. For this tutorial, these are the materials we are going to use. This here is the asooke that we are going to use. I have two pieces of asooke. They call it awa. I have two pieces of it here, as you can see. So we are going to use the two pieces for the collar and on the sleeve. Here, this is the ankara we are going to use. I have 2.5 yards of ankara here, and bear in mind that I'm working for a plus size. So if you are not a plus size, you can use 2 yards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the 2 yards. I'm going to open it and I'm going to fold it into 4. We are cutting the front and the back together. Here I already fold it into 2, as you can see. So I'm going to fold the folded part. This is the folded part, as you can see. So I'm going to fold it on top the one I already fold. Now we have 4 fold. To know the amount of fabric you are going to fold, you are going to divide your hip circumference, divide it into 4. Then I'm going to add extra 5 or 7 inches to it. Depends on how wide you want your own bubu gown to be. After I am done folding it, I'm going to cut out the excess I have on the fabric. I'm going to cut it out. After you are done cutting it out, this is what you are going to have. I already fold it into 2, like I said earlier. So I'm going to bring the folded part again, making 4 fold. The first thing I'm going to do now is to mark a straight line. This line is going to serve as our starting point, and it's going to serve as the shoulder line as well. After you are done marking the straight line, you are going to come to the folded part and you are going to mark the neck width. The neck width I'm using is 3.5. After marking the 3.5, you come back to the folded part and you are going to mark your shoulder divided by 2 plus half inch. Mine is 8.5. So I've marked the 8.5 here, and I'm going to come down from the 8.5 by 1 inch. This is for the shoulder slope. After that, I'm going to take the slanted line. I'm going to take it to the shoulder slope to the neck width like this. So the next thing to do now is to mark the armhole. From the shoulder slope, I'm going to mark my armhole length. I'm using 9 inches. Drop the formula to calculate your armhole length on the screen. Now from that point, now I'm going to mark it into a straight line. So this new line is going to serve as our chest line. All the measurements I'm going to take now will start from the shoulder line, not from the slope. The only line you need to mark from the slope is your chest line. The next line to mark now is the shoulder to the waistline. So I'm going to place my tape on the first line and I'm going to mark my shoulder to the waistline, which is 18 inches. Then I'm going to mark it into a straight line like this. Next line you need to mark now is your shoulder to the hip line. So what I always do is, from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 8 inches to get my shoulder to the hip line. If you are working for a tall person, you can use 9 inches. After marking it, I'm going to connect it into a straight line like this. The next line we need to mark now is going to be the shoulder to the gown length. So you are going to place your tape on the shoulder line, the first line. Then you are going to mark the full length of the gown you are working with. At this point, I did not know my camera is not capturing this part. What I did there is to mark my full length. The full length is 42 inches. So I have extra 3 inches because Ankara length is 45 inches. So the 3 inches, I'm going to use it to fold the M line. The next thing to do now is to come back to the chest line. I'm going to measure whatever I have on the shoulder line, which is 8.5. I'm going to mark it on the chest line. After that, I'll connect the 2 points. I'll connect it into a straight line like this. After that, you come to the chest line. You are going to divide your bust circumference. You are going to divide it by 4. Mine is 44 divided by 4 is 11 inches. From the folded part, I'm going to mark 11 inches. After that, you are going to come back to the slope. This line here, you are going to measure it and divide it into 2. I have 9 inches there. Dividing it into 2, I have 4.5. So I'll mark the 4.5 After that, I will come in from the 4.5. I will come in by half of an inch. This is because the front armhole is deeper than the back armhole. After that, I'll connect this point. Just watch what I'm doing there. I'm going to connect the 3 points. I'm going to connect it together like this. Now this right here is the front armhole. For the back armhole, from this 4.5, you are just going to connect it to meet the chest line like this. So this is the back armhole. As you can see the difference here. Now you are going to come to the shoulder line. You are going to mark the neck depth. For the back, I'm using 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect the neck width and the neck depth. I'll connect them together like this. For the front neck depth, from the shoulder line, I'm going to come down by 8 inches. You can use 9 inches, depends on how wide you want your neckline to be. After marking the 8 inches, I will just leave it like that and work on it later. Now it is time to mark our round measurement. On the chest line, I already mark my bust divided by 4, which is 11 here. The next thing I'm going to do now is to add ease allowance and the seam allowance. Remember, this gown is a free gown, so I'll be adding 2 inches for ease allowance and half inch for seam allowance. Now you can do more than this, depends on how wide you want your gown to be. Now come to the waistline. You are going to input your waist divided by 4 plus extra 2.5 inch as well, or you can use whatever you have on the chest line, you can use it on the waistline. Now come to the hip line. You are going to do the same thing, your hip divided by 4 plus extra 2.5 inches. Now move to the hem of the gown. Whatever you have on your hip line, you are going to take the measurement. On the hip line here, I have 15.5. So that 15.5, I'm going to mark it on the hem of the gown. Then I will add extra 2 inches. Remember, this is a A-line gown. The M line is very free. So I'll be adding extra 2 or 2.5, depending on how wide you want it to be. After that, I'm going to connect all these points. I'm going to connect them together. After you are done connecting it together, you are going to come to the shoulder slope here. This line here, the shoulder line, you are going to add half inch. This half inch is to join the both front and the back together. After marking it, the next thing to do now is to cut it out. When you get to the armhole point, you are going to cut the back armhole before you cut the front armhole. After you are done cutting it out, you are going to come to this point here. This is the 3 inches we added for the folding allowance. You are going to notch it. After that, you are going to open it up like this. Remember, we cut out the front and the back, so you are going to remove one from it. Now you are going to fold the second part. You are going to fold it back into two like this. We need to cut out the neckline for the front. After folding it now, you are going to come to the folded part. Remember, the 8 inches we mark for the neck depth for the front. This is the 8 inches here. From that 8 inches, I'm going to go in by 2 inches. This 2 inches now, I'm going to mark it till I get to the hem of the fabric. After you are done marking it, you are going to connect all the points. You are going to connect them into a straight line like this. This 8 inches now, I'm going to take it to meet the neck width. After you are done connecting it like this, you are going to cut out this line here. After you are done cutting it out, this is what you should have at this point. If I measure this piece now, I have 4 inches there, so I'm going to keep it, set it aside. Before you open the front, you are going to cut out the armhole for the front. You are going to trace it out. After you are done cutting it out, this is what we should have at this point. So if you open it up, we have two pieces for the front and one piece for the back. The next thing to do now is to join the both front and the back together. I'm going to place them on each other like this, making sure the right side is facing each other. So you place them like this. After you are done placing the both shoulders, you are going to take it to the sewing machine and go ahead to go and sew it by the half inch we added when we are cutting it out. After I'm done joining the both shoulders, this is what you should have at this point. Next thing to do now is to measure this opening that we have on the front. You are going to measure it around, starting from the hem line. You take it around till you get to the second hem line. After I am done measuring it, I have 100 altogether, so I'll be adding like 2 or 3 inches to be on the safe side. So this is what I'll be cutting out. I'll be cutting 104 long strip. I'll be cutting 104. So this is the ashoke that we are going to use for the front. Remember, I said we are using two pieces. So I'm going to take the two piece, I'm going to place it on each other like this. Ashoke did not have right or wrong side, just place it the way you want. So after placing it together like this, I'm going to mark a straight line. So this straight line is where I'll be measuring my 104. The ashoke is folded into two, so I'll be dividing the 104 into two. That means I will be marking 52 inches. So from this point here, I will mark 52 inches. After you are done marking it, you are going to cut it out. You are done cutting it out. This is the excess we have here, and this excess is what we are going to put on the sleeve. This here is the long ashoke that we already cut out, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew this straight line. I'm going to go ahead to go and join it together. After I'm done joining it, as you can see, this is what we have. You have a long strip. After joining, I'm going to set it aside and go ahead to measure the neckline I want to use. So this is the main fabric here, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the shoulder, the joining on the shoulder. I will match it with each other like this. We want to measure where our neckline is going to be. After folding it into two, this is what you're supposed to have at this point. You are going to arrange it very well. It means the back is folded into two and the front is folded into two now. After you are done arranging the neckline, come to the shoulder line, the joining on the shoulder. Then remember the 8 inches we will mark for the neck depth on the front. You are going to mark the neck depth now. So at this point, I noticed the 8 inches is too short, so I decided to use 9 inches. This is not going to affect anything. You can use any neckline of your choice. After that, I'm going to go to the back neckline. I'm going to notch it, the middle, notch the middle at the back. Then from the neckline here for the front, you are going to measure what you have till you get to the back neckline. So I have 13 inches. Remember, the 13 inches is folded into two, so it means I have 26 inches. After that, you are going to take the two like this and you are going to notch it. So this is the ashoke here. I already went ahead to join it, as you can see here. The ashoke I'm using, as you can see here, is 6.5 inches. The wideness is 6.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the middle of the 6.5 inches. So it means you are going to divide the 6.5 into two. Then you mark the center. The half of it is 3 1/4. So you are going to take the 3 1/4, you are going to take it till you get to the hem of the ashoke. After that, you are going to come to the straight line here and you are going to mark the neckline that will measure. Remember, we marked 13 inches. So you are going to mark 13 inches. So that 13 inches now is where you are going to start sewing. So you are going to take it like this. You are sewing the 3 1/4 that you mark. So you are going to take it to the sewing machine and go ahead to go and sew on this straight line. And you'll be starting your measurement from the 13 inches. Sew it down. After you are done sewing it, this is what we have. So if you turn it to the other side, this is what we have at the other side as well. You cut out all the excess thread that you have. Now you are going to open it up. If you open it up, you notice that we have two different patterns, so you can decide to use any pattern that you want. Next thing to do now is to fold the collar. So you are going to pick one side, pick the other side as well, and fold it together like this. Just watch what I'm doing there. So just fold it together. You take the two on the other side, you take it on each other like this, as you can see. Then you open it up. So after you open it up, this is what you are going to have at this point. Like I said, you can use any side of your choice, any pattern of your choice. I later choose to use the other side because I noticed this part is not giving the way I want. So as you can see the neckline, so if you turn it to the other side, this is the other side as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it to my ironing table and go ahead to press it down. After you are done pressing it, as you can see, everything is already flat. So you are going to open the joining part. Make sure you open the seam line there so everything can lay flat. So this is what we have at this point. You go ahead to iron this neckline as well. After you are done ironing it, this is what you are going to have at this point. The next thing is to join it to the main fabric. To join the ashoke to the main fabric, you are going to open the neckline now, and you are going to locate where there is notch at the center back. So that notch is where you are going to be placing the joining part on the ashoke. After you match the notch and the seam line, after you match it on each other like this, you are going to start sewing it. So you are going to take the ashoke and the main fabric, you are going to sew it on the other side here. You can pin it down. So this is how you are going to sew it down. So when you get to the hem line on this other side, you are going to come back to the center back and you are going to sew the other side. You are going to sew it till you get to the hem line. After I am done sewing it, this is what you are going to have at this point. As you can see, we have excess at the hem line, so you are going to cut out the excess you have on the ashoke. You are going to cut it out. The next thing to do now is to go ahead to go and cut out the sleeve that we are going to attach to the armhole. Cut out the sleeve, you are going to take the measurement on the armhole. So I'm going to place my tape at the seam line on the shoulder line, and I'm going to take it round like this. So I have 13 and a half. This is what we have at the armhole. And when I'm cutting out the sleeve, I'll make sure we have 13 and a half as well. Make sure you take the measurements very well. You can retake. This is the remaining ankara here, and this is what I'll be managing to cut out the sleeve. So what I'm doing here is I will fold it into two. As you can see, you fold it into two. After folding it into two, you are going to take the folded part and you are going to fold it to the other side as well. This is four fold, and I fold it into four because I'm cutting the both sleeve together. So this is what we have. So any measurement that you want to take, you are going to be starting from the folded part. Now I'm going to mark a straight line. This straight line is where I will be starting my measurement. Because I'm adding ashoke to the hem of the sleeve, so I'm going to measure the length of the ashoke so I can remove it from the length of the sleeve. So the ashoke, the length of the ashoke here is 6.5. So this 6.5, I'm going to be removing it from the length of my sleeve. To measure the sleeve length now, I'm going to be placing 6 inches above the straight line. We are going to be using the half inch to join the both ashoke and the main fabric. The sleeve length I'm using is 23.5, so I added extra half inch to join the sleeve to the main fabric. So total I have 24 inches. So from that 24 inches now, I'm going to come down by 4 or 5 inches. So you mark the 5 inches, you are going to mark it into a straight line. So the next thing to do now is to mark our armhole curve. On this 5 inches line, make sure you have enough allowance there. You are going to divide your round sleeve and you are going to add extra 2.5 to it. After that, I'm going to be just marking like this. This is a freehand curve. After you are done marking the armhole, you are going to take the measurement you have there. Make sure whatever you have there is what you have on the main fabric. Now we need to mark the down part, and to do that you are going to place your ashoke on the hemline like this. I'm going to cut out the excess I have there. Remember, I mark a straight line, so any excess you have there, you are going to cut it out to have a straight line. After that, if you notice, this is the folded part, so you are going to place the folded part of the ashoke, you are going to place it on the folded part on the main fabric. So you are going to put two of them, you are going to put them together like this. Make sure it's overlapping by half of an inch. Then you are going to take it like this, just mark it down. If you want to have a little fitted on the sleeve, you are going to, from the first line, you are going to come down by the sleeve length, your short sleeve length. Mine is 11 inches, so on that line I'll be placing my round sleeve length. Mine is 16, so I will mark 16 and add extra 1 inch or 2 inches to it. So now you are going to connect the armhole and the sleeve length. You are going to connect them together. Just watch what I'm doing there, just to give it a little shape, or you do the straight line, depends on what you want. Now you can decide to use any line you want, but I'll be using the one inside. After that, I'm going to cut it out. After you are done cutting it out, this is what you are going to have now. As you can see the shape at the sleeve side. The next thing to do now is to join the ashoke with the sleeve. So you are going to open the sleeve like this and place the ashoke on it. Then you are going to take it to your sewing machine and go ahead to go and sew it by half of an inch. I will repeat the same process for the other sleeve. After I am done joining it, this is what we have now. The next thing to do now is to join the sleeve to the main fabric. So before that, I'm going to notch the center of the sleeve. You are going to notch the center of the sleeve. Do the same thing for the other side. This is how you are going to join the sleeve to the main fabric. You are going to locate the middle of the sleeve and you are going to place it at the joining on the shoulder line, as you can see here. Then from the middle you are going to take it to the armhole like this and you are going to sew it down. After that, you come back to the center again and you are going to sew the other side also. You are going to repeat this same process for the other sleeve and come back to show you the next thing to do. After joining the bow sleeve, this is what you are going to have at this point. This is it here, as you can see the sleeve. The next thing to do now is to join the side, but before that we need to cut out the rope at the waist area. This rope is what you are going to use to snatch the waist. So let's go ahead to go and do that. I already went ahead to cut two pieces of a fabric, and this is the two I'm going to use for the two rope. The length and the wideness of the rope depends on how wide and how long you want it to be. I'm using 4 inches, and if I fold the 4 inches like this, I'm going to have 2.5, so I will use quarter or half an inch. So total we have 2 inches left for the wideness. The length is 31 inches. You can make your own longer and wider, depends on what you want. So I have two pieces, and what I'm going to do now is I will fold it into two, then take it to my sewing machine and go ahead to go and sew it down like this. I'll close the other part and I will leave one side, the side that I will be attaching to the main fabric, I will leave it open. I will take the both of them to the sewing machine and go ahead to go and join it, then come back to show you the next thing to do. This is it after I am done joining it. What I'm going to do now is I will put my scissors inside it and I'm going to turn it to the right side. After I am done turning it to the right side, this is what we have. I will repeat the same process for this other side. After that, I will go ahead to iron the both of them. After I'm done ironing it, this is what we have for the two, and you can see the opening here. This opening is what I'm going to join to the main fabric. Now, to join the rope to the main fabric, you are going to come to your shoulder line here and you are going to mark your waistline. But I will not be doing my waistline, I will be going up by 1 inch from my waistline. So I use from the shoulder to the point I want the rope to be, I mark 17 inches. So I will do the same thing on the other side. Place your tape at the shoulder line and you are going to mark wherever you want your rope to be. So mine is 17 and I will mark the 17 now. After that, I'm going to take the both fabric and I'm going to notch that point. You do the same thing for the other side. As you can see the two notch here, the next thing to do now is I'm going to turn the main fabric. I will turn it to the wrong side. So after turning it to the wrong side, you are going to locate where the notch is. Remember, we already turned it to the wrong side, so this is the two notch. I'm going to take one of the rope. I will place it inside, just put it inside, open the front and the back and put it at the middle. Then you are going to place your rope at the notch part and you pin it together. You are going to match the both notch, you match them together like this, then you are going to pin it also. After you are done with this side, you are going to repeat the same process for the other side. After that, you are going to fold it like this. Make sure you match the armhole line, the sleeve and the hem line. You can pin it at this point. So what you are going to do now is you are going to take it to your sewing machine and go ahead to go and sew it by the allowance you added when you are cutting it. I had half inch, so I'm going to sew it by half of an inch. I will sew it down like this, sew it. I will repeat the same process for the other side. You repeat the same process, make sure you arrange it very well, then you are going to sew it by the half of an inch up. After you are done joining the both side, you are going to come to the hem line and you are going to fold it by the allowance you added. I added extra 3 inches, so I'm going to fold it with the three extra 3 inches I added on the hem line. So I'll go ahead to go and do all these things and come back and show you the next thing to do. After I am done joining it, this is what we have. So I went ahead to turn it to the right side. Now I will put it on and show you the final outcome. Here, this is what we have now. If you have watched this video to this point, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video to your family and friends. I will see you in my next video. Bye.